Yesterday here at Jeddah, we had a very crazy race. It's a very difficult circuit, this one. And because of it, we ended up with multiple virtual safety cars and red flags. So we'll cover what all those three cautionary measures imply. First of all, we started with an accident. Mick Schumacher on the Haas had a small accident, and race control deemed it safe to keep on running around the track while they were removing the car. So for this, they threw out the safety car. What this meant for our race is that we were able to take a less penalizing stop than otherwise. So rather than 20 seconds, you only lose 10 seconds stopping behind the safety car. And we stopped with Charles, who had started on the medium tire, and we stayed out with Carlos on the hard tire. Once race control understood that they had to fix the barriers, they deemed it appropriate to throw a red flag that neutralizes the race. It brings everyone back to the pit lane, and at that point, people can actually change tires. Why can't we change tires behind the red flag? Well, for obvious reasons. Because if there is a red flag, usually it's because there has been an accident, and it is most probable that people have run over debris with their tires. So it is, although sometimes unfair, it is a very logical and safe reason why we can change tires behind a red flag. At that point, of course, it was at a disadvantage for Charles, who had already pitted, because all the adversaries that had not pitted could just change compounds and they wouldn't have to pit. With Carlos, the red flag came at a difficult time because we had started on the hard tire and we had only a medium or a soft tire to go to the end. Now, from lap 13, it was very difficult to make it to the end on a medium tire, but we had to fit a medium tire. Otherwise, we would have had to pay a further pit stop. So for Carlos, it was not so advantageous as it was for the medium starters. Race control can use the virtual safety car. This mechanism allows race control to slow down all the cars in case there's an issue on track, but it also does not compress the whole race like the safety car does. Every team is given a reference lap. Okay, this is loaded onto the onboard computer, and the drivers have to stay slower than this reference lap. This is just so that they don't go too quick. Now, it is on the interest of every single driver to stay as close as possible to that reference lap. That's why you heard on the radio to stay as close as possible to zero. You cannot go negative, because that would be breaching the regulations, but you need to stay as close as possible to zero, because the further away you get from that zero, the further the gap will be increased at virtual state restart. Saudi was a brand new track. We came from another new track in Qatar. And a few things that we learned at the factory. So first of all, our simulator program for Saudi was really helpful. There's 27 corners around this track. So unlike other places, knowing when you are on track early on in the weekend pays off. And for this, the simulator was of great help. Another thing that we learned in our simulator was how difficult or easy it would be to overtake. Usually on street circuits, it's really difficult to overtake. But already in our simulator, we identified that this particular layout would allow for easy overtake, and that was the case. The third one was the tire behavior. That was a bit more unexpected because when we usually come to newly laid tracks, the tires suffer a lot. But the promoter here did a very good job, and the tarmac was behaving very well on the first day on track. So the only big surprise we found ourselves, it was a good surprise, was that the tires were working better than they usually do at new circuits.